at this time, would you please stow all of your cellular devices? Phones away, you don't need them. You don't need them, thank you. Yes. We are in store for such a treat. We've had this group in at Fine Arts Week in the past. Four Seasons Theater is a thriving musical theater company that does many, many performances in the Madison area. And so they are bringing you their outreach program today. I'm not going to talk too much about it because I know that Ms. Tamara is going to be doing most of that. So I'm going to turn it over to them. Would you please welcome Four Seasons Theater.
Welcome, Fremde, étranger, stranger. Glücklich zu sehen, je suis enchanté. Happy to see you, bleibe, reste, stay. Willkommen and bienvenue, welcome im cabaret, au cabaret, to cabaret. Meine Damen und Herren, Mesdames et Messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, guten Tag, bonjour, good day. Wie geht's? Comment ça va? Do you feel good? Ich bin euer conférencier. Je suis votre compère. I am your host und sagen willkommen and bienvenue. Welcome im Cabaret, au Cabaret, to Cabaret. Warm welcome on this awful, gray, rainy, craptacular day. My name is Tamara Brognano. I am proud to be the outreach coordinator for Four Seasons Theater. Four Seasons Theater is a local company. We are now in our 14th season of bringing high-quality musical theater entertainment to Madison area audiences. And we're so happy to be with you here this afternoon to share a little bit of the best of Broadway. Now, if you had a moment to look at your programs on the way in, you'll see that the title of our program for you today is called Schmaltz and Smarts, the music of Jerry Herman and the team of Kander and Ebb. So Jerry Herman and Kander and Ebb were contemporaries on the Broadway scene, but while Jerry Herman created old-fashioned productions that tugged at your heartstrings, the team of Kander and Ebb tended towards more unusual, challenging material. We're going to begin our program today with the smarts half of this equation, that being the team of Kander and Ebb. So John Kander wrote the music, and Fred Ebb wrote the lyrics, but the team of Kander and Ebb is one of the true collaborative songwriting teams. Now, after a moderate success with their first produced show, a show called Flora the Red Menace in 1965, the producer and director Hal Prince hired Kander and Ebb to work with him on a new project, a musical that would take place in Berlin during the rise of Nazis. Now, the result was one of their biggest successes, the 1966 show Cabaret. We used the show's opening number to begin our program, and we're going to give you another song from that show next.
You say 50 marks, I say 100 marks. A difference of 50 marks, why should this stand in our way? As long as the rooms to let, the 50 that I get is 50 more than I had yesterday, yeah? Then you're as old as I. Is anyone as old as I? What difference does it make? An offer comes, you take. For the sun will rise and the moon will set, and you learn how to settle for what you get. It'll all go on if we're here or not, so who cares, so what? So who cares, so what? When I was a girl, my summers were spent by the sea, so what? And I had a maid doing all of the housework, not me, so what? Now I scrub up the floors, and I washed on the walls, and I empty the chamber pot. If it ended that way, then it ended that way, and I shrug and I say, so what? For the sun will rise and the moon will set, and you learn how to settle for what you get. It'll all go on if we're here or not, so who cares, so what? So who cares, so what? And I had a man, my figure was boyish and flat. So what? Through all of our years, he was so disappointed in that. So what? Now I have what he wants, and my bosom is full, but he lies in a churchyard plot. If it wasn't to be that he ever should seize the abundance of me, so what? For the sun will rise and the moon will set, and you'll learn how to settle for what you get. It'll all go on if we're here or not, so who cares, so what? So who cares, so what? Once I was rich, and now all my fortune is gone. So what? And love disappeared, and only the memory lives on. So what? If I live through all that, and I live through all that, 50 marks doesn't mean a lot. If I like that you're here, and I like that you're here, Happy New Year, my dear, so what? For the sun will rise, and the moon will set, and you learn how to settle for what you get. It'll all go on if we're here or not, so who cares, so what? So who cares, so what? It all goes on, so who cares, who cares, who cares, so what?
So the show called 70 Girls 70 reunited Candor and Ebb with Joe Masteroff, who had written the book for Cabaret just a few years earlier. Now, this new show centered on a group of larcenous senior citizens who stole furs from New York City department stores and then fenced them in order to buy back their retirement hotel that was slated for demolition. Now, when asked about this next song, the closing song from that show, Fred Ebb, the lyricist, said, "Sometimes we write a piece that closely expresses our own philosophy. Yes was one of those songs."
Opportunities come your way, you can't start wondering what to say. You never win if you never play. Say yes. There's mink and marigold right outside, and long white Cadillacs you can ride. But nothing's gained if there's nothing tried. Say yes. Don't say why. Say why not. What lies beyond what is not. So what? Say yes. Yes, I can. Yes, I will. Yes, I'll take a sip. Yes, I'll touch. Yes, of course. Yes, how nice. Yes, I'd happily thank you very much. Yes. Oh, yes. There's lots of chaff, but there's lots of wheat. Say yes. You might get mugged as you walk the street, but on the other hand, you might greet that handsome stranger you long to meet. Say yes. Don't say why. Say why not. What lies beyond what is not. So such and such. Yes, I'll try. Yes, I'll dare. Yes, I'll fly. Yes, I'll share. Yes, I'm happily. Thank you very much. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You can't look back on a chance that's lost. Say yes. Yes. The dice mean nothing unless they're tossed. The throw is usually worth the cost. The hope of summer denies the frost. Say yes. Yes, I am. Yes, I'll be. Yes, I'll go. Oh, yes. Yes. Yes.
So how many of you guys know who Liza Minnelli is? Show of hands. Okay, so a few. So Liza Minnelli was a big Broadway performer in the 60s and into the 70s, and then she kind of became almost a campy version of herself. She was a featured actor on Arrested Development, and she's done some other bits here and there. But anyway, for our purposes, the important thing to know is Liza Minnelli, big Broadway star in the 1960s. So Liza Minnelli had performed briefly in the original production of Chicago, Candor and Ebb's show. During that run of Chicago, she got to work with Cheetah Rivera, another big Broadway star, and the two of them got along famously. Now, some years later, Candor and Ebb were developing a musical about the owner of a skating rink in a failing seaside resort town and her errant daughter who returns home just as her mother is deciding to close up the rink for good. So Cheetah Rivera was already signed to play the mother, and Liza heard about this and lobbied hard to play the daughter. She said, I want to do the show because there's not one sequin in it. But that was also part of the problem. Audiences didn't want to see Liza Minnelli in a family drama. They wanted to see her in the sequins. The show ran for less than a year, but it did earn a Tony Award for Cheetah. These next two songs are from The Rink.
Sitting on a sand dune in Santa Cruz or Monterey. Well, anyway, I could feel a trickle on my cheek of ocean spray. A perfect day. Well, anyway, I remember that I turned to Sam and said, or was it Fred? Well, anyway, I should be up and yet I'm down instead. Something's missing, Sam. Something's missing, Fred. Something's missing here. Where are my colored lights, beads, and bleachers and colored lights? Passing smiles round and round, thumping oom-pa-pa organ sound. Noisy boys, long and lean, giggles of girls in the mezzanine, filtered through colored lights, gold and amber and green. I was sailing out of Long Beach on a catamaran or fishing scow. Well, anyhow, I was leaning, chewing cashews off the starboard bow. That sunset, wow. Well, anyhow, I remember telling Joey Pete. Well, anyhow, I should be up and yet I'm down instead. Something's missing, Joe. Something's missing, Pete. street. Something's missing here. And I tried to find the answers in the friends I made, or beds I shared. Anywhere with other people's music ringing in my ear, I couldn't sing, well, anything. And I thought if I could just be 12 again, or was it 10? Well, anyway, it seemed to me I knew the secret then. It's so simple, 12. It's so simple, 10. It was simple then. Passing smiles round and round, thumping up a power gun sound. Noisy boys, long and lean, giggles of girls in the mezzanine, filtered through colored lights, red and orange and gold and amber and pink and yellow and green. Leaving home years ago, what was I looking for? I don't know. I can't recall. Well, anyway, soon I'll have my days and nights of wonderful glimmering, beautiful shimmering, colored lights.
Marry me, come on and marry me. Why not agree to be my blushing bride? I know the neighborhood would give its consent, and there's a cutaway I'm dying to rent. Come on and marry me, give in and marry me. I really love you, see, we can't go wrong. That diamond in the store, I could pay monthly for. Come on and marry me, marry me, marry me. So marry me, come on and marry me. Though you don't love me now, you will in time. You may not know it yet, but I'm the best you'll get. Come on and marry me, marry me, marry me.
Successes in their career: Cabaret, Chicago, and of course this song. Can anybody give me the first line? Yeah, some of you got it. Great. Theme from New York, New York. Also a Kander and Ebb song. So they had some great successes. They also had some less than successes, some moderate successes, and some outright flops. This next set of songs are from shows of Kander and Ebb's that you might not be familiar with. This first is a song from a show called Zorba that takes place on the island of Crete. The next song is from a show called Steel Pier, which focuses on a Depression-era dance marathon. And we'll wrap up this set with a duet from a show called Woman of the Year, in which a famous newswoman compares her life with her ex-husband's new wife.
Crete was in a state of revolution. The fleets of 4 powerful forces anchored there. So I also anchored there. 4 powerful forces, 4 admirals. Oh, you should have seen them. There they were, my admirals, an image of romance, from England, Russia, Italy, and France. There they were, my brave quartet, dressed in their navy blues, with wide plume hats and golden braids and patent leather shoes. They were just about to fire on Crete when on my knees in a pink chemise I distracted them toot sweet by saying, please sir, little admiral, no boom boom. Please sir, pretty admiral, no boom boom. This evening when it's dark, I'll let you come to my room, but first you have to promise no boom boom. My Frenchman smelled of lemon, my Italian violet, my English smelled of something I forget. My Russian wore a musk they made from oily Georgian bark. I learned each smell so I could tell between them in the dark. They'd fill the bath with pink champagne, then throw me in the tub. While 2 would drink, the other 2 would scrub. We played that day until the day they set this island free. And so, my dear, if Crete's still here, it's all because of me. It was I who kept the navy in tow, but did your king ever say a thing or decorate me? No. Please, sir, little admiral, no boom boom. That's what I always used to say. Please, sir, pretty admiral, no boom boom. I had a most convincing way this evening when it's dark. I'll let you come to my room, but first you have to promise, 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 no boom boom, no boom boom, no boom boom boom.
But first you dream.
I bet your friends are all celebrities. That's wonderful.
What's so wonderful? You can cook a pot roast. That's wonderful.
What's so wonderful? First you brown the onion. Is your picture up at Sardi's? That's wonderful.
What's so wonderful? You can clean an oven. That's wonderful.
What's so wonderful? First you get the easy off. Oh, the grass is always greener on somebody else's estate. Oh, the meat is always leaner on somebody else's dinner plate.
But you can sew a button on. That's wonderful.
What's so wonderful? Bet you go to discos. That's wonderful.
What's so wonderful? First you take a Valium. I can see you planning picnics. That's wonderful.
What's so wonderful? Eating at the White House. That's wonderful.
What's so wonderful? All you get is hamburgers.
Oh, the grass is always greener on somebody else's front lawn. Oh, somebody else's wiener always has a lot more relish on. You saved the whales in Newfoundland. That's wonderful.
What's so wonderful? You can run a household. That's wonderful.
What's so wonderful? First you have a breakdown. You're always in the magazines. That's wonderful.
What's so wonderful? You can hold a husband. That's wonderful.
What's so wonderful? There's more to life than husbands.
I could use a husband.
You can have my husband.
I've already had your husband.
Oh, it makes you kind of teary. Oh, just thinking about a TV. The grass is always greener in someone else's yard. It's hard.
What's called Watch as She Fumbles with a Piece of Paper. There we go. All right. So the show Curtains was what Fred Ebb once called one of their trunk musicals. They worked on the project on and off for a period of almost 15 years. The show finally reached Broadway in 2007, even though Fred Ebb passed away in 2004 before the show reached Broadway. In this next song from Curtains, a songwriter sings of missing his writing partner, a song that has bittersweet overtones from John Cander's loss of his partner Fred during the creation of this show.
I miss the music, I miss the song. When she's not with me, it comes out wrong. It doesn't matter how hard I try. I miss the music, I don't know why. You may have known before I met her, I wrote alone. But if you ask me what I prefer, I'd say the music I wrote with her. When you're writing a song and you've a partner, the room is filled with joy and laughter. She says something, you say something, she writes a line, play a vamp. But when you're writing a song and you've no partner, that's a completely different matter. No one tells you you're not funny. No one says, let's cut that bar. No one makes you better than you are. I can't pretend I miss the music, I miss my friend. No need to ask me what I prefer. I choose the music I made with her. I choose the music I made with her.
So I'd like to take a moment at this point in our program to introduce to you these wonderful performers that we're enjoying today. Starting from the far right, Miss Amy Welch, Mr. Michael Bruner, Ms. Amber Nicole Gilbert, Ms. Lisa Mueller, and at the piano, the fabulous Joy Balance. So we're going to shift our attention at this point from the smarts to the schmaltz, that being the music of Mr. Jerry Herman. So Jerry Herman already had one success under his belt, that being the 1961 show Milk and Honey, when he heard that producer David Merrick was looking for a composer and lyricist for a musical based on Thornton Wilder's The Matchmaker. Merrick had earned the nickname the Abominable Showman based on his temper and meanness. Jerry Herman recalls the meeting. Well, I went up to his office with great anxiety and terror. The way Merrick presented himself, standing behind a gigantic desk with gargoyles on it, with his black hair combed to one side, terrified me. The walls of the room were felted in blood red, and the wall-to-wall carpet was the same vibrant color. The room was quite stunning, but very off-putting, because it made his jet hair, cut in Hitler fashion, his black mustache and his eyebrows stand out against his pasty skin. I saw the script on his desk. It had a tattered cover, read, what else? And I could read upside down the title of it, Matchmaker Draft Number 1. And from somewhere, I mustered the courage to say, if you would give me that and let me spend a little time with it, I would be very happy to present some of my work for you to see if you like it. Well, that was on a Friday morning, and I promised to have the script back to him by the following Monday afternoon, 3 days later. Keep the script, I have plenty more, Merrick said, but I'd be curious to see what you can do in that amount of time. Well, Jerry Herman wrote furiously over that weekend and enlisted the help of a singer friend to present to Mr. Merrick 5 songs that following Monday, 4 of which ended up in the final show, that show being Hello, Dolly. We'd like to give you one tune from Hello, Dolly next.
It only takes a moment for your eyes to meet, and then your heart knows in a moment you will never be alone again. I held her for an instant, but my arms felt sure and strong. It only takes a moment to be loved a whole life long. I've heard it said that love must grow, that to be sure you must go slow. I saw her smile, and now I know. I listen to just my heart. Your smile made me trust my heart, for it only takes a moment for your eyes to meet, and then your heart knows in a moment you will never be alone again. I held her for an instant, but my arms felt sure and strong. It only takes a moment to be loved a whole life long, and that is all that love's about, and we'll recall when time runs out that it only takes a moment to be loved a whole life long.
As I always do when I create these programs, I always include more music than I actually have time for. So we're going to cut to one last song that Amy and I are going to do for you. This last song is a song from a show called Mame. Two best friends, Vera and Mame, sing this duet. And if the tone rings before I finish, I want to say thank you in advance for your attention today.
We'll always be bosom buddies, friends, sisters, and pals. We'll always be bosom buddies. If life should reject you, there's me to protect you. If I say that your tongue is vicious,
If I call you uncouth,
it's simply that. Who else but a bosom buddy will sit down and tell you the truth? Though now and again I admit that my candid opinion may sting,
though often my frank observations might scald. I've been meaning to tell you for years you should keep your hair natural like mine.
if I kept my hair natural like yours, I'd be bald. But, darling, we'll always be dear companions, my crony,
My mate!
we'll always be harmonizing. Orphan Annie and Sandy,
Like Amos and Andy.
if I say that your sense of style's as far off as your youth, it's only that. Who else but a fool somebody would tell you the whole stinking truth?
Each time that a critic is written, your voice is the voice of a frog. Straight to your side to defend you, I rush. You know that I'm there every time that the world makes an unkind remark. When they say, Vera Charles is the world's greatest lush. It hurts me.
And if I say your fangs are showing, name, pull in your claws, it's simply that. Who else but a bosom buddy would notice the obvious flaws?
I feel it's my duty to tell you it's time to adjust to your age. You try to be peg of my heart when you're Lady Macbeth. Exactly how old are you, Vera, the truth?
Well, how old do you think?
I'd say somewhere in between 40 and death. But,
sweetie, I'll always be Alice Toklas if you'll be Gertrude Stein. And though I admit I've dished you, I've gossiped and gloated, but I'm so devoted.
and if I say that sex and guts made you into a star, it's simply that. Who else but a bosom buddy will tell you how rotten you
you are. Just turn to your bosom buddy for aid and affection, for help and direction, for loyalty, love, and forsooth. Remember that who else but a bosom buddy will sit down and level, will give you the devil,